A lot of people here, Patriot fans, NFL fans in general, remember those days with Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski in that two tight end set. It was a two-headed monster. The word from head coach Marvin Lewis after yesterday's practice was he's looking good, he wants to play. Now, whether that actually makes sense to put Tyler Eifert into real game-like action without going through a full week of practice.
For 4 years, the Heat have been the center of basketball and the basketball universe. One of the greatest rides in South Florida sports history.
Are you surprised at the way that this actually came together? You guys a couple years ago had a dream coming to Miami, playing for Eric Spoelstra and winning championships.
Well, I mean, this was our vision.
Much to the surprise of the media members yesterday, we walked in and music was bouncing off of the walls. Players were serenading each other to old school hip hop, as one media member put it. This locker room felt like it went from the crypt to the crib. With Hibbert's presence in the paint, knowing the Heat's struggles on the boards, it is more important than ever for Miami to get up in the transition game, collect turnovers, where Indy has struggled mightily to keep the ball in their hands. So what makes Roy Hibbert different than Joakim Noah or Larry Saunders as a rim-protecting monster? He's facing Bosch for the first time in the postseason. Marty Mornhinweg has been at the helm of this offense for only 3 weeks, but his reputation for creating big play offenses in the NFL is rubbing off on a big play receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. Mike Wallace made a career in Pittsburgh off of broken passes and big yardage touchdowns with Ben Roethlisberger. He made a home in Baltimore in the offseason, and I got a chance to talk to Wallace yesterday. He told me he feels at home with this Baltimore offense, and he's a big fan of Mornhinweg's philosophy. Live on Biscayne Boulevard, that scene with LeBron that Hank was referring to, all the fans surrounding his convertible. We had an aerial shot of it. Jackie, we know the Miami Heat are superstars, world champs, kings of the court. What teams make them tick, and that their favorite championship ring is the next one, but it's not so often. You get to see the softer side of Miami's bad boys of basketball. Yeah, Kay, 4 straight games of 300-plus passing yards. I'd say that's a resurgence. Brian Hoyer has yet to throw an interception. He's third in the league in completion percentage, and he's going up against the Packers secondary with 3 healthy cornerbacks. It feels like yesterday they were celebrating that title, but they are back. The journey, the process that Eric Spoelstra talks about all the time begins tonight against Atlanta in their preseason opener. You know, after a long training camp in the Bahamas, the Chants are tired of beating up on each other. He chalked it up by saying, listen, I'm on a lot of people's naughty lists, and a lot of people are on my naughty list as well. He didn't use the word naughty, but we're keeping it festive, and this is a family program. The second is the more obvious one. Losing your quarterback for the first 4 games of the season. Patriots owner Robert Kraft was very outspoken through this entire process, combative. He spoke for the fans. And that was just the first of many incidents that happened on the field. Martellus Bennett got involved with former teammate Lamar Houston, but Brian Stork took things for the next level when he headbutted linebacker John Timu, landed a pair of punches to the face, and he got tossed, sent packing back into the locker room. If you like good basketball, it does not get much better than LeBron James and Kevin Durant. The Heat and Thunder have a big game later tonight. We previewed that a little later in sports. I will tell you, it is a balmy 18 at Arrowhead Stadium. These teams kicking off later tonight should be around 23 degrees. Now, quarterback Alex Smith isn't necessarily a cold weather quarterback, but he relishes in this kind of stuff. The word that's emerging from the Patriots locker room is confidence. There's a reason they drafted him in the 3rd round. Danny Amendola saying yesterday he's a smart young kid. He grasps the offense. He learns well. I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. And Chris Long told me, I'm confident about anyone who takes the field for us. And the quarterback position is no different.